One of the most prolific racing games of the past decade. One of the most robust and critically acclaimed. The best feeling and one of the best looking racing games in the entire genre. Forza Horizon 5 from Playground Games, one of the world's most respected studios, has continually delivered quality, reliability, and captured the true wonder of driving the world's open road in cars most of us will never experience behind the wheel. This time, Playground takes us to Mexico. And this time, we have a few surprises awaiting us. But after playing several hours of Forza Horizon 5, there is one big concern. I know this game will deliver what I love, but does the new Forza Horizon excel beyond a Forza Horizon 4.5? This is Colteastwood. Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be talking about Forza Horizon 5 in preview for Xbox. This is gameplay running on Xbox Series X at the highest fidelity, captured at 4K 60 at 50 megabits per second compression. The best quality that I can show you. So if you end up enjoying this video, let me know by liking and subscribing to the channel. Hit the bell to be notified of new content. And let's take a look at one of the best open world racing games ever. When Playground announced that the next Forza Horizon would take place across Mexico, Xbox gave me access to about an hour and a half of the game of what would become the final release version with an introduction to Mexico. And directly into this ejection from a cargo plane just above the Mexican crater volcano. You're here for the preview of Forza Horizon 5 and what makes this one so much more different or better than the already high-rated award-winning series. Let's start by talking about the visuals. Forza Horizon has always been the watermark of visuals, not just in racing games, but in environmental beauty and attention to detail. Forza Horizon 5 looks a cut above the fourth game after its Xbox Series X optimized next-gen patch, running the game at what is communicated by Playground Games as 4K 60 in performance mode. Yes, there is a performance mode, but by default the game will launch in a quality native 4K 30 mode, and a change and quick restart will launch the game at 60 FPS. Forza looks more full-bodied and sweeter thanks to a volumetric lighting and impressive light bursts accenting the edges of shiny car bodies and chrome, and a faint hit of trailing lens flares from taillights, a set of post-processing effects that adds to an overall photorealistic nature of the game that truly looks like the most expensive broadcast lenses capturing gameplay in real time. Before we get into more regarding the gameplay and features, one very interesting compromise was made that this next-gen and cross-gen title on the Xbox Series X does not include ray tracing real-time reflections and lighting in-game, but renders ray tracing only in quality mode while in Forza Vista mode. But in this instance shown here, evident especially with the new Ford Bronco and a shiny flat back, you can clearly see the reflection of gates, flags, and roadside features in real time, reflecting on the glass and shiny painted body. Normally you'd see convincing reflections of objects in games using screen space reflections, also referred to as SSR, but SSR only reflects objects that are in your immediate view. Things in front of the virtual camera at the moment of being reflected in puddles, windows, and shiny surfaces. Look, here the rear view objects are realistically rendered in real time behind the camera view, albeit with some pop-in or missing items as the SUV rounds corners. One explanation of this could be the very method Playground Games uses to render the reflected rear view mirrors by adding additional rear virtual cameras to make mini displays disguised as mirrors, which is why they're usually at a lower resolution and not ratio correct. But this realistic reflective rear of the cars is entirely new to the Forza Horizon series and is something I've never seen before in a game that isn't using RTX or ray tracing on high-end desktop GPUs or the new consoles. Whatever this magic is, it is just one example of how Forza Horizon 5 has exceeded visual representation over their previous games and most any racer we've ever seen. It's yet to be known if Playground Games is using ray tracing in this game in some form, but is cautious to promote the game using ray trace reflections when it is not a true full-bodied ray tracing mode. Deformation and bump maps are also realistically creating the impact your driving has on soft and dynamic surfaces, which makes going off tarmac so enjoyable, with incredible detail given to wild off-road countryside, so satisfying with destructive plants, trees, fences, and so much more. This time around, the world of a huge Mexico festival comes to life with heavy weather effects and low visibility storms and dust clouds. And this is where the sound design for Forza Horizon 5 breathes true life to the world.
For the eye of the storm!
Cars sound more realistic from the exhaust, in chase cam, and the enclosed in-car sounds of the motor revving and exiting power from behind you, to tires screaming for grip on mixed surfaces. Let's talk about some of the little things that you may be wondering if they stayed the same or evolved. Looking at this preview, and it's apparent that this is only a small look into how Forza Horizon 5 changes the series. Wheel spins are back, and in this mode we did not earn super wheel spins, but they are in the menu. If you love the emotes and glitter encrusted hot pants, don't worry, they made the cut and have returned. This is all for your custom character, which has been upgraded to 2 times more customization, where everyone here is represented from most parts of the world, and you can truly create a character that is unique to you or to your personality. Playground Games' take on human characters is not quite as impressive as their realistic car models, but here's hoping the studio takes Fable in a stylized manner for humans and humanoids, and I'm sure they will. Car customization is nearly identical to Forza Horizon 3 and 4, but this build would not allow us to apply wild paint sprays or liveries because this feature was disabled to keep the preview footage you're looking at here looking nice and clean and concise. As always, I set my license plate to Colt to make sure when you watch this content, you know it's me behind the wheel. One little surprise is Barn Find's return, but this time, instead of throwing your dusty Discovery into an invisible timer for repair, you actually drive the wreckage on a flatbed truck with a time limit back to your car restoration garage, giving you more ownership and meaning to find these rare and vintage cars. A really cool new feature is a car collection metagame meant to reward you with cash and a bonus car for collecting, buying, or earning certain amounts of cars within a certain manufacturer, like collecting certain Acura models until you earn the bonus Unlock Acura vehicle. This will help you get closer to the hundreds of cars that launch with the full game. One of the things that returns that fans will be most excited about is the showcase events, and after 4 games, they have to up the ante with showcases. And the one available in the opening of Forza Horizon 5 in this preview, after they give you access to the open world, is a replication of the first and fourth Horizon game showcase, having you chasing a large plane across the landscape to the finish line. But midway through the race, as you zoom through the city of Guanajuato, they drop off dirt bike racers a la Forza Horizon 4, and then wingsuit gliders to race you to the finish line. One surprising addition is as you reach the River Canyon Highway, a large wooden arch bridge takes you high above the roadway, and this is foreshadowing into part of Forza Horizon that we have not seen or expected. One of the modes that is included in the full game but not in this build is the track and obstacle creator mode called Event Lab, a forge mode for Forza Horizon 5 with limitless creativity for designing tracks and playgrounds for the cars and for races. This footage here is from their promotional material for Event Lab that they showed earlier in the year. One major concern with Forza Horizon 5 is that we may be doing all of the same on and off-road races we've done many times over on a 5th game. But with Event Lab, we may see Playground Games utilizing boost ramps, corkscrews, and obstacle-based structures into campaign races across the new map to sweeten up the variety and excitement for lap-based or checkpoint races across Mexico. This is a big addition that has made Trackmania, GTA Online, and Dirt 5 so popular and added longevity to the game. If Playground has integrated their own set of structures into the landscape of certain races to add variety to the game, this could help evolve the series and bring back the wonder of the Hot Wheels expansion from 2017 that was so adored by Forza Horizon fans. Photo mode returns, easily recalled from the D-pad to capture the game exactly how it looks in the moment, during races or as you explore around the world. Here we can truly appreciate the visual splendor and attention to detail that this studio has given each and every car, roadside feature, and the 8K panoramic sky captures that bring the world to life. Per object motion blur lends to photorealism and a sense of speed in the game, and for fans wanting to play at native 4K 30, the game actually feels much smoother than most any other game at 30 frames per second. But this level of visual graphic fidelity is also available in performance mode, and with a world this big and at these speeds is truly phenomenal and a sight to behold. Photo ops are a new challenge in Forza Horizon. Outside of beauty spots, these are timed checkpoint races to a dangerous area to get a photo op for a challenge. Here we drove through a dust storm against the clock to get to a wreckage uncovered by the sand blown across the desert. There should be about a dozen of these challenges marked across the full game. Skill points and perks are added to each car, carrying the idea over from Forza Horizon 4, but I liked 3's version, stacking up perks that cover any car you're driving to earn more in the world. But in 5, your perks are assigned to each individual car. The races consisted of lap races, checkpoint routes, and different disciplines across rally cars, imports, and hypercars, with just about 8 races available in this preview and access to the entirety of the map for free roam. Throughout the week we had with the game, the season changed from dry to wet season, which simulates spring in the high desert by showing more green grasses among the shrub steptoe landscape before it would turn golden yellow for the summer. This is not a drastic change like the seasons we saw in Horizon 4, but new seasons should also bring new challenges and new free weekly events. Forza Horizon 5 is more of what you love, and in an era when games rarely change up the formula to stay safe within what sells and what makes their fan base happy. With a tried and true winning formula, it's safe to say that the 5th Horizon game will bring with it many subtle changes, new surprises, and much needed improvements, to say the least. From the quality of the presentation to the Forza DNA that makes Forza Motorsport and the Horizon games feel the best behind the controls and behind the wheel. Being reliable is what Forza has been about, and it has led the industry in the racing genre for its high quality and fun factor. What we saw this week was just a small portion, just a fraction of what Forza Horizon 5 has on offer, with many more surprises and things to discover when the full game launches on November 9th. This year on Xbox Game Pass, Xbox consoles, and PC. This is Colteastwood. Thank you so much for checking out this video. I put quite a bit of time. As Microsoft said, this was about 90 minutes of gameplay that they offered for us, but I put about 5 or 6 hours total to get a capture of all of the different places, the different types of racing, and all of the features that are available in this preview build. Now the game comes out in 1 month, November 9th, and I'm really looking forward to it. As you know, I'm a big fan of Forza Horizon. I've played so much of those games, and I think I have a good idea of what we can expect and what will surprise us with this iteration of the game. One of the things that I've tried to convey on this channel is that I think Forza Horizon should move into a new model where they provide a one-stop game, where they stop making 5, 6, 7, 8. I want them to make a game where it's Forza Horizon Festival. Something where you buy the game, you play that version of the game, and when they want to make new maps, you can buy them for $40 or $60 and expand them and fast travel to the new locations. So if it's true, the rumors we've been hearing over the past 2 years or so, that Playground Games had plans to bring Forza Horizon Festival to Tokyo, then I think it would be best for them to make the game one title, starting with Forza Horizon 5, and the expansion, even if it is full price, allows you to fast travel to a whole other place, play in that map, keep your collection of cars, your progress, and if you don't, you can get the game standalone. We'll see, but this preview build gives us a small look of what is to come for Forza Horizon 5. If you ended up enjoying this video and you learned something about what is in store for the game, let me know by liking and subscribing to the channel. Hit the bell to be notified of new content. And if you want to further support the channel and the work I do, you can join the channel membership or Patreon. Either of those will get you early access to videos before they go live, some 12 hours before, and get you entered into monthly drawings for merch and other giveaways. Also, the XNC podcast, which comes out tonight, will be live with industry people, friends, and we'll be making some cool changes to that show in the coming weeks. But I want to know what you think of Forza Horizon 5. Are you worried about the iterative version? Are you worried about it hasn't evolved? Are you expecting more of your favorite game? Let me know in the comment section, and while you're there, please remember, be nice.